So here, according to the definition of the gravitational potential only, I derived the formula for gravitational potential. Here it is according to definition I have written, but work done by gravity I calculated here. Then I substitute here. M naught cancel. These two cancel. Then I got V is equal to minus gm by small r. So note point, SI unit of gravitational potential is joule per case, and the dimension formula of gravitational potential. Joule means the dimension formula, it is the unit of work now. Work. That's why ml square t to the power of minus 2 is the dimensional formula of work done by mass m. Mm cancel. Therefore, dimensional formula of gravitational potential is equal to L square t to the power of minus 2 or m0 L square t to the power of minus 2. Okay, and gravitational potential is a scalar. Gravitational potential is a scalar. Okay. Okay, shall I write this one? Shall I write this part? Right. Due to the in a combined gravitational field due to different bodies, what is the gravitational potential? Gravitational potential is a scalar quantity. Okay, always of course it is negative. Fourth note point, gravitational potential due to different bodies. Suppose here there are different particles having different masses. In previous case, net intensity of gravitational field due to different particles means we have considered the vector sum of all the gravitational forces acts at a point, acts on a particle. That is the net gravitational force acts on the particle, because gravitational force is a vector quantity. No, it is true for any body. It is not only true for point mass. For any body, it is same. V is equal to gm by r, only point masses and dimensionless bodies. Dimensionless bodies ki up. Dimensionless bodies into point mass means itself represents, it has no dimensions, considerable negligible dimensions. It is applicable in case of the in case of very small bodies, and for planetary bodies also it is applicable. For any body it is applicable. Okay, for any body it is applicable. But in case of point mass, as the point where gravitational potential determined lies outside, in such case we derive the formula. At any point inside the given body, how we can find the gravitational potential, I will explain. Okay, right. Here suppose there are different bodies having masses m1, m2, m3, m4. Here at this point we had to find the gravitational potential. At this point P we had to find the gravitational potential. Due to first body, at this point you find the gravitational potential. This point is at a distance small r1. This point is at a distance small r1. Here it is at a distance r2, r3, r4, like that. R4 like that. Due to these four particles at this point, what is the net gravitational potential means? Due to individual masses, individual point masses, at this point P you find the gravitational potentials, and you add algebraics, you add just sum, you sum the all gravitational potentials at this point, because these are the scalars only. Gravitational potential at this point due to all the particles are scalars only. Directly we can add them with proper sign convention. That's all. There is no vector addition because it is a scalar quantity. No, gravitational potential is a scalar quantity. That's why we need not. Gravitational potential is a scalar quantity. That's why we can add directly. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4. V4. That is equal to V1 means minus, here due to this at this point, what is the gravitational potential means? Minus Z into M1 by R1. Due to this, at this point, what is the gravitational potential means minus gm2 by r2. Actually, we have to add plus minus gm2 by r2 means minus gm2 by r2 minus gm3 by r3 minus gm4 by r4. This is the net gravitational potential at this point. So based on this concept, I think you can calculate what is the gravitational potential at the center of the due to the particles at the three corners of the triangle. We can calculate at the center of the square or at the center of the rectangle due to four particles. What is the gravitational potential? We can calculate. Suppose in case of square, at three corners particles will be given having certain masses. At the fourth corner, what is the gravitational potential means we can calculate by this concept. I think I no need to explain that one. Okay. Next, fifth one. Here, suppose there is a point mass. There is a point mass m at a distance smaller at this point. At a distance smaller at this point, the intensity of gravitational field is capital E. So the intensity of gravitational field at this point, capital E is equal to, we can write gm by distance square means r square. We can write, no? We can write by this intensity of gravitational field at this point, in order to displace the unit mass or m naught mass through a small distance dr. Through a small distance dr, what is the amount of work to be done? Here, you see, the amount of work done to bring the small m naught mass through a small distance dr is equal to, at this point, the force acts on the particle. F is equal to E into m naught. That is equal to G capital M small m naught by small r square. No? Okay. Work done, dW is equal to work done by the gravitational force to bring the mass through a small distance dr is equal to, we can write force into distance traveled. Force into distance traveled is equal to dr. Force in the same direction, distance also in the same direction. That's why we can write this as F bar dot dr bar. It is the work done by gravity only, no? Work done by gravitational force in moving the body through a small distance dr is equal to this one. As both are in the same direction, this formula can be written like this. Okay, if they are in different directions, then we have to use the vector form. We have to use vector form. F bar means E into m naught. As E is a vector quantity, F is also a vector quantity. That's why F bar can be written as E bar into m naught into dr bar. That is equal to, m naught is a scalar quantity, you write outside, E bar dot dr bar. It is the work done by gravity in moving a body, in moving a particle of mass m naught through a small distance dr bar. Okay, therefore, work done to bring the unit mass, work done to displace the unit mass through a small distance dr, dW by m naught. Work done to displace the given body having mass m naught through a small distance dr by the gravity is equal to dWg by m naught. This is equal to gravitational potential difference between the 2 points dV. It is equal to gravitational potential difference between the 2 points dV. So therefore, gravitational potential difference dV is equal to, we can write, okay, here you see, gravitational potential difference is equal to dV is equal to dWg. What is the dWg value? dWg means we can write this one, E bar dot dr bar we can write now. E bar dot dr bar. E bar dot dr bar. Okay. So here, this work done by gravity, dWg is equal to, we have actually, you see here, generally work done by any body in moving through a small distance is equal to final potential energy minus initial potential energy, we have to write. But it is the work done by gravity, that is equal to Ui minus Uf, no? Uf minus Uf, that is equal to minus du, you write. minus du. Minus du means minus of uf minus ui. That is equal to m naught into dv we can write. Okay. Here there is a small confusion here. You see. You see here. Work done in displacing the body through a small distance dr is equal to change in the gravitational potential difference between these 2 points. No, gravitational potential difference between the 2 points. Okay, here how we can write this in terms of potential energy? How we can write this in terms of potential energy? As these two are in the same, you see, as these two are in the same direction, we can write like this also. E dr cos theta, cos 0. Cos 0 means 1. Therefore, E is equal to, we can write dV by dr. No, E is equal to dV by dr. But here dV means actually final potential minus initial potential. dV means final potential minus initial potential. But here it is the work done by gravity. Work done by gravity can be represented as Ui minus Uf. No, Ui minus Uf. Here we see this can be written as minus of dV by dr. That is equal to minus, E is equal to minus dV by dr means final potential minus initial potential. Here dV means actually work done by gravity can be written as work done by gravity is equal to initial potential energy minus final potential energy. Initial potential energy minus final potential energy. Okay, therefore this can be written as minus of actually gravitational potential is equal to, you see, gravitational potential is equal to minus z capital M by small r. In order to bring the unit mass from infinity to a point in a gravitational field, work done is equal to V. That is called gravitational potential. To bring the m naught from infinity to this point, what is the work done means? Into m only, no? Into m naught or m. Unit mass ni తీసుకోవడం చేసే వర్క్ ఎంత అయితే m naught mass infinity నుంచి ఇక్కడ తీసుకోవడం చేసే వర్క్ ఎంత? V into m. Because this is equal to gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy formula is this only, no? Suppose when a particle of mass m naught is kept at this point at a distance smaller from the given body of mass capital M, what is the gravitational potential energy of the system of two particles means minus gm m naught by r only, no? Here in this gm minus gm by r is the gravitational potential at this point, V into m naught. So this is the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle. When a particle of mass m naught is kept at this point where the gravitational potential is V, then the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle can be written as U is equal to V into m naught simply. V into m naught we can write. Okay. So therefore here in this case how we can write? Here so with the help of this formula, suppose at this point what is the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle of mass m naught due to other. Due to this you find the gravitational potential energy, due to this you find the gravitational potential energy, due to this you find the gravitational potential energy, due to this find the gravitational potential energy, and you add. Instead of doing so, due to all the particles you find the net gravitational potential. That net gravitational potential into m naught, that gives the potential energy stored in the particle of mass m naught due to other. Gravitational potential energy stored in the particle at this point due to remaining 4 particles. Okay, in this way we can do. So here continuation. So in this case, what is the relation between gravitational potential energy and intensity of the gravitational field? I want to say that point. Here you see work done by gravitational field or work done by the gravitational force on the particle is equal to, we got E bar into m naught minus dot dr bar, m naught into E bar dot dr bar. Work done by gravitational force means Ui final potential energy minus initial potential energy we can write, no? Fine. Here dWg means initial potential energy minus final potential energy. work done by gravity is equal to work done by gravity in moving the body from this point to this point is equal to initial potential energy minus final potential energy. That is equal to m naught into E bar dot dr bar. Okay, here you bring this m naught to this, cross multiply them. So ui minus uf by m naught is equal to E bar dot dr bar. E bar dot dr bar. What about u by m naught? That is the gravitational potential, no? U by m naught is the gravitational potential, no? That's why u by m naught is the initial gravitational potential minus final gravitational potential. Suppose at this point initial gravitational potential is this one. As it is moving in this direction and reached the point here after travel a distance dr, at this point whatever the gravitational potential, that is the final. So initial gravitational potential minus final gravitational potential is equal to E bar dot dr bar. E bar dot dr bar. Therefore, Vi minus Vf can be written as simply du. Actually, du means we have to write final potential energy minus initial. Okay, so you take here minus common, then Vf minus Vi is equal to E bar dot dr bar, or minus Vf minus Vi means du, that is equal to E bar dot dr bar. Here du means change in potential, gravitational potential energy, that is equal to sorry, dV, change in gravitational potential, or it is the gravitational potential difference between the 2 points, which is equal to final potential minus initial potential we have to write. So this is equal to dV is equal to minus E bar dot dr bar. This is the relation between gravitational potential difference and intensity of gravitational field. Gravitational potential difference ki intensity of gravitational field ki madhya relation entante dV is equal to minus E bar dot dr bar, we can write. Okay, minus E bar dot dr bar. That is the relation between gravitational potential difference and intensity of the gravitational field. ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ మధ్య గ్రావిటేషన్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ dV కి ఇంటెన్సిటీ ఆఫ్ గ్రావిటేషన్ ఫీల్డ్ కి మధ్య రిలేషన్ ఏంటంటే dV is equal to minus E bar dot dr bar, we can write. Okay, sixth one, suppose we are given the gravitational potential energy. Suppose the gravitational potential V is equal to some xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is given. Then what is the intensity of gravitational field? E bar is equal to question mark. Intensity of gravitational field E bar is equal to question mark. Okay, here E bar is equal to Ex into I cap plus Ey into j cap plus Ez into k cap, we can write now. Ex means already we know gravitational force acts on the particle is equal to negative gradient of potential energy, gravitational potential energy we know. So x component of negative gradient of gravitational potential energy. Okay, this can be written as minus, you see, change in gravity. Here we say u is equal to V into m naught. Okay, du is equal to d of Vm naught. M naught you write outside because that is constant. M naught into dV. So here this can be written as m naught into dV. So F by m naught is equal to minus dV by dr. F by m naught means gravitational force acts on unit mass. That is the intensity of gravitational field. No, that's why intensity of gravitational field can be written as dV by intensity of gravitational field can be written as dV by dr. But x component of gravitational field, that's why you have to write dV by dx or dou V by dou x, because this is the intensity of gravitational field varies with x only. That's why partial differentiation with respect to x we have to do. So the negative gradient of, because here negative is there, no, negative gradient of gravitational potential with respect to distance is the intensity of gravitational field. Similarly, Ey is equal to minus dou V by dou y. Ez is equal to minus dou V by dou z. These are the components of the intensity of gravitational field at any point. Therefore, net intensity is equal to therefore net intensity E bar is equal to generally x component of intensity of electric field and I cap, y component into j cap plus z component into k cap. Ex means minus dou v by dou x into I cap plus, sorry, Ey means minus dou v by dou y into j cap minus dou v by dou y into j cap minus dou v by dou z into k cap. This is the intensity of gravitational field at any point. Suppose if you are given gravitational potential depends on the coordinate system according to the equation like this, then what is the intensity of gravitational field at a point x, y, z? If they ask like that, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3, like that it is given. Then what is the intensity of gravitational field at this point means by using this formula, we can calculate the intensity of gravitational field at any point. Okay. So this is the relation between gravitational potential and intensity of gravitational field. Okay, these are very, very important. Where Ex is equal to minus dou v by dou x, Ey is equal to minus dou v by dou y, Ez is equal to minus dou v by dou z. That is very, very important. Okay. One example I want to discuss. Okay, here one example. Here based on this, I will discuss one example. The gravitational potential energy. Okay, the gravitational potential depends on position coordinates according to the equation V is equal to small px plus small qy plus small r into z. Then the intensity of gravitational field. The intensity of gravitational field. They asked it. Intensity of gravitational field. E is equal to question. E bar is equal to question mark. Then intensity of gravitational field E bar is equal to question mark. Okay. So here first we have to find the Ex value. What is Ex value? Ex is equal to minus dou v by dou x. That means only x is the variable, remaining all are constants. So these all are constants when we are differentiating with respect to x, because no x term is here. That's why only x term is here. So you take this one. That is equal to minus dou by dou x of v means you write totally first. As we are partially differentiating with respect to x only, x term only variable, remaining all are constant. So when you differentiate this one and this one becomes 0. Only differentiation of px means as p is constant you write outside, minus p you write outside, integral dou by dou x of x means 1. So p. Similarly, Ey is equal to you will get minus q, Ez is equal to minus r you will get. Therefore, intensity of gravitational field at any point is equal to x component into I cap, Ex I cap plus Ey j cap plus Ez k cap. Therefore, E bar is equal to Ex means minus p I cap minus q j cap minus r k cap. This is the intensity of gravitational field at any point. In this way, we have to do. Okay. Next. Shall I read this part? Partial differentiation means when you are differentiating any variable with respect to x, then y, z are constant. If you take those are constant, then such type of differentiation is called partial differentiation. Suppose if you want to differentiate the given variable e with respect to y, x, z are constant. In such a way, if you take, that is called partial differentiation. Partial differentiation is ordinary differentiation only. Suppose if you with respect to x, if you are differentiating, you take y, z constant. That's all. Okay, Sriram. Okay, next. Gravitational potential due to uniform solid sphere. Gravitational potential due to uniform solid sphere. Previously, due to uniform solid sphere, at different points we calculated the intensity of gravitational field. Now we are going to derive the formula for the gravitational potential at different points. So in this first case, it is the uniform solid sphere. It is the uniform solid sphere. In this first case, when r is greater than Kepler, that means when the point where gravitational potential to be determined lies outside the sphere. In such case, suppose this is a gravitation, it is the solid sphere, maybe planet, or it is a earth of radius Kepler and mass Kepler, or it is a solid sphere of radius Kepler and mass m. It is the center. At any point outside small r greater than Kepler, that means the point where gravitational potential to be determined lies outside the solid sphere. At this point, we have to find the gravitational potential. So in order to find the gravitational potential at this point, you treat this as this point lies outside. You treat this point as, then in this case, you treat the solid sphere as a point mass which lies at the center of the solid sphere. Due to that, you find the gravitational potential at the point V, which is at a distance smaller from the center. Okay, therefore, tell me, whenever this point lies outside the solid sphere, the entire mass Kepler can be imagined as a point mass at the center according to shell first theory. According to that, if you imagine the point mass here, Kepler here, due to this point mass at this point, what is the gravitational potential means? That is equal to minus g into mass of this one by small r, no? Okay, it is the gravitational potential at this point. When you keep a particle of mass small m at this point, what is the gravitational potential energy here? Gravitational potential energy stored in the particle at this point. Gravitational potential energy is equal to minus g into Kepler small m, minus g into, suppose if you keep any mass here, small m here, then Kepler small m by distance of this particle from the center is equal to small r. So in which minus gm by small r is equal to gravitational potential at this point, no? So V into small m. So at certain point you will be given gravitational potential. Okay, then at that point, when you keep a small particle of mass m naught or m at that point, what is the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle means simply V into m. Sometimes you will be given gravitational potential at this point is V. Then what is the amount of work to be done to bring the given mass m from infinity to that point where gravitational potential is V? What is the work done by gravity? They may ask. Work done by gravity is equal to V into m only. That work done by gravity in bringing a mass m from infinity to a point is stored in the body as the gravitational potential energy, I said. That's why this can be written like this also. At this point, if you are given the gravitational potential to bring the m mass from infinity to this point, what is the work done by gravity means simply gravitational potential at that point into mass of the body. Okay, next, if the point where gravitational potential is to be determined lies on the surface of the sphere, small r is equal to Kepler in this case, on surface. Okay, in this case, instead of small r you write Kepler. So V is equal to minus g Kepler by capital R. This is equal to on the surface of the solid sphere, or if it is the planet, acceleration due to gravity, say g. G can be written as, since small g is equal to, we can write capital G capital M by R square, no? Then G by R can be written as small g capital R. This is the gravitational potential on the surface of the sphere. Okay, now at any point inside the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? At any point inside the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? That is very, very important concept. At any point inside the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? Okay, we will discuss that point now. That is somewhat lengthy. Okay, I will erase this part, these two parts. Third one, small r less than capital R. That means the point where gravitational potential to be determined lies inside the solid sphere. In such case, how you can find the gravitational potential? It is the solid sphere or planet having mass capital M and radius capital R. Radius capital R. It is the center O. It is the center O. At this point, we have to find the, at this point, which is at a distance small r, we have to find the gravitational potential. That is our aim. We have to find the gravitational potential at this point. At this point, what is the intensity of gravitational field? At that point, what is the intensity of gravitational field? What is the intensity of gravitational field at that point? At this point, suppose if you keep a particle of mass m0, if you keep a particle of mass m0 at this point, or if the intensity of gravitational field at this point is capital E. Okay, so at this point, when you keep a particle of mass m0, what is the gravitational force of attraction acts on that particle? Gravitational force of attraction acts on that particle at this point is equal to intensity of gravitational field at this point into mass m0 only, no? At any point inside the solid sphere or planet, at this point, intensity of gravitational field at this point, which is at a distance smaller from the center, is say E. Then, if we keep a particle of mass m0 at that point, the gravitational force of attraction acts on this particle is equal to intensity of gravitational field into mass at that point, mass kept at that point, no? E into m. That is the gravitational potential. So, what is the formula for intensity of gravitational field at this point? It is the point lies inside. It is the point lies inside. Okay, you keep like this. First, you keep like this. This is the formula for gravitational force acts on the particle. In order to find the gravitational potential at that point, to bring the, first you find the amount of work done by gravity in bringing the m0 mass from infinity to this point. To bring the m0 mass from infinity to this point, what is the work done? First, we have to calculate. To bring the m0 mass from infinity to this point, what is the work done? We have to calculate. Okay. Here you see, to bring the m0 mass from infinity to this point, in order to find the work done, for the small displacement, the work done is equal to F into dr. To displace the given mass m0 through a small distance dr by the gravity, the work done is equal to F into dr. Work done to bring unit mass, that means by m0. This is the gravitational potential difference now at the between the 2 points. It is the work done to bring the unit mass through a small distance dr. Okay, work done to bring the unit mass from infinity to this point. What is the work done? Means integration. Here this is equal to integral. F means we can write E into m0 into dr by m0. M0 cancels. So gravitational potential at this point is equal to integral E into dr, limits small infinity, no, r is equal to infinity to small r. So while bringing the unit mass from infinity, because we divided with mass now, that's why it is the work done to bring unit mass from infinity to this point. From infinity to this point in a gravitational field, which is at a distance smaller. What is the work done means? This is the integral E dr from infinity to small r is the work done by gravity in bringing unit mass from infinity to this point. Okay. Here, while bringing the unit mass from infinity to the point here, is the formula for intensity of gravitational field same throughout the motion? Infinite distance దగ్గర నుంచి సాలిడ్ స్పియర్ లోపల ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గరికి తీసుకురావడానికి వర్క్ చేయవలసిన వర్క్ గ్రావిటేషనల్ ఫీల్డ్ వల్ల జరిగే వర్క్ E into dr. In this formula for E is same for intensity of gravitational field formula is same throughout the motion of the body. When you bring the body from infinity to the surface, we are having one formula for E. Inside the sphere, the intensity of gravitational field formula is another one. That's why you split them. This is equal to integral E into dr. Here you actually suppose infinite distance is here, r is equal to infinity. Okay, to bring the unit mass from m0 is equal to say 1 unit only. to bring the unit mass from infinity to this point, we had to calculate the work done. That is equal to gravitational potential at this point, because at infinity, wow, gravitational potential is 0, as infinite distance means minus gm by small r. Small r is equal to infinity, so 0, no. That's why at infinity, gravitational potential is 0. To bring the unit mass from infinity to this point, in order to find the work done, is the formula for E same? No, because while bringing the body from infinity to the surface, the formula for intensity of gravitational field is 1. While moving the unit mass from the surface to this point inside the sphere, the intensity of gravitational field is 1. That's why you have to divide the limits. Okay, minus infinity to the surface of the sphere. The formula for intensity of gravitational field is 1, plus from surface to this point. From the surface means from the distance capital R to smaller distance. The formula for E is 1. That's why you divide the limits like this. Now you substitute. Here integral. Here infinity to capital R means that is outside the solid sphere only. At any point outside the solid sphere, what is the formula for intensity of gravitational field? Capital G capital M by small r square, no, into dr, plus at any point inside the solid sphere, what is the formula for gravitational field intensity? Capital R to small r means that point lies inside the solid sphere. At any point inside the solid sphere, what is the formula for intensity of gravitational field? What is the formula for intensity of gravitational field? GMR by RQ. Very good. Capital G, capital M, small r by capital R cube. Okay, at any point inside, limits capital R to small r into dr. Now you do integration. So gravitational potential here, you see, in this case, at infinity, gravitational potential is 0. At any distance, small r, gravitational potential is V. V minus 0 is equal to V only, no? That's why V is equal to, at this point, gravitational potential V is equal to, now you do integration. Limits infinity to capital R. Gm is constant, you write outside. Integral r to the power of minus 2 dr. Integral r to the power of minus 2 dr means minus 1 by r only, no? Limits infinity to r, plus gm by capital R cube is constant, you write outside. Integral small r dr means r square by 2. Limits capital R to small r. So V is equal to G capital M into first upper limit minus 1 by capital R. When you substitute lower limit, you put minus sign. Minus or minus plus 1 by small r means infinity. Plus here capital G capital M by R cube into, of course, you write 2 also outside. Small r square limits. So small r square minus capital R square. Okay. Now this is equal to minus capital G capital M by R plus Gm small r square by 2r cube minus capital G capital M capital R square by 2r cube means by 2r. Gm by 2r cube into minus r square means r square cube cancel. So minus Gm by 2r you will get. Here already minus Gm by r is there, minus Gm by 2r. When you take LCM, you will get minus 3Gm by 2r, no? Plus Gm r square by 2r cube. V is equal to, now here you take Gm by r square common. You take Gm by 2r cube common. Sorry. Gm by 2r cube you take common. Gm by 2r cube you take common. Then what is the value you will get? Gm by 2r cube I have taken common. Remaining is small r square minus Gm by 2r cube I have taken common. So 3 into capital R square you will get, no? 3 into capital R square you will get. Is it correct? So now you take minus common. So V is equal to minus, you take common, minus of capital G capital M by 2 capital R cube into 3 capital R square minus R square. It is the formula for gravitational potential at any point inside the solid sphere. Minus Gm by 2r cube into 3r square minus small r square. It is the formula for gravitational potential at any point inside the solid sphere. Okay. Just 1 minute. I will come back within 1 minute. Be wait. Please be wait. Okay. So gravitational potential at any point inside the solid sphere is equal to minus gm by 2r cube into 3r square minus small r square. Okay, it is the gravitational potential at any point inside the solid sphere. That is very, very important. At any point inside the solid sphere. Okay, so that formula is very, very important. Now at any point, sorry, at the center of the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? At the center of the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? At the center of the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? At the center of the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? You see, you substitute here at center means small r is equal to 0. No, at I am asking at the center of the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? Not on the surface of the solid sphere. Okay. At the center of the solid sphere means this point lies at the center. Then small r is equal to 0. You substitute 0 there. Small r is equal to. Then what is the value? Minus 3 gm by 2r. Yes, that is correct. So here, so this is the formula for gravitational potential at any point inside the solid sphere. Now at the center of the solid sphere, what is the gravitational potential? Fourth one. R is equal to 0. That means at center. At this point, what is V? So from this, at the center of the solid sphere means that point lies inside the sphere only. That's why you had to use this formula. So from V is equal to minus Z capital M by 2R cube into 3 capital R square minus 0. Therefore, at the center of the solid sphere, the gravitational potential V naught is equal to, it is 0 means you will get minus 3Zm by 2R, no, minus 3Zm by 2R. Suppose when I keep a particle of mass at this center, what is the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle? When m naught mass is kept at center of the earth, center of the sphere, what is the gravitational potential energy stored? Gravitational potential energy at this point is equal to gravitational potential at this point into mass of the particle kept at that point. So that is equal to U is equal to V naught means this one minus 3 capital Z capital M by 2R into small m naught. It is the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle when that particle is kept at the center. So at any point, if you want to find the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle, then at that point, gravitational potential into mass of the particle gives gravitational potential energy at that point. Okay. So this is about gravitational potential due to uniform solid sphere. Now gravitational potential due to hollow sphere. Gravitational potential due to hollow sphere. Gravitational potential due to hollow sphere. Next heading. Gravitational potential due to hollow sphere. First, when R greater than Kepler means outside, when the point where gravitational potential to be determined lies outside. At this point, we had to find the gravitational potential, which is at a distance smaller from the center. Then when the gravitational potential to be determined lies, the gravitational potential at a point where it is to be determined lies outside the sphere, then this mass can be imagined as a point mass at the center. And due to this, at this point, what is the potential means? Minus z capital M by small r. Okay, gravitational potential is always negative. That is the very, very important point you remember. Okay. Next. Second one, when small r is equal to capital R, that means on surface. On surface. Of course, V is equal to minus z capital M by small. This point lies on the surface means small r is equal to capital R. That's why capital R. Next. Small r less than capital R. That means inside. Okay, just as previous case only, here also we had to do integration. At this point, what is the gravitational potential? Of course, the radius of this hollow sphere is capital R, mass capital M. So at this point, in order to find the gravitational potential, already we know V is equal to, at this point, in order to bring the unit mass from infinity to this point, whatever the work done, that is the gravitational potential at this point. So V is equal to, already we know, E into dr. E into dr between the limits from r is equal to infinity to small r. Okay, therefore V is equal to integral E means, of course, when you bring the body from infinity to this point, intensity of gravitational field is having one value. When you bring the body from surface to this point, intensity of gravitational field is having one value. That's why you split them. So integral E dr limits infinity to surface of the body plus from the surface to this point. So integral r to small r E dr. Tell me here, V is equal to integral. Here infinity to capital R means that point lies outside, up to surface only from infinity. That's why that point lies outside. At any point outside the hollow sphere, the gravitational field intensity Gm by small r square limits infinity to capital R plus intensity of gravitational field at any point inside the hollow sphere. Intensity of gravitational field at any point inside the hollow sphere. Tell me. Intensity of gravitational field at any point inside the hollow sphere is what? 0. That's why 0 into something 0. 0. Since inside the hollow sphere E is equal to 0. Okay. 0 into dr 0. Therefore, V is equal to Gm. You write outside integral. Of course, dr no. Integral dr is there. So Gm you write outside. 1 by r square means r to the power of minus 2 dr. Limits infinity to capital R. That is equal to Gm into minus 1 by r no, infinity to capital R. That is equal to, you will get minus Gm by small r. Sorry, minus Gm by capital R. It is the gravitational potential at any point inside. At any point inside, gravitational potential minus Gm by r means it is constant, it is constant, it is constant. That means at any point inside the hollow sphere, even at the center also, the gravitational potential is same. That is equal to the gravitational potential on the surface of the sphere. Okay. So therefore, V is same at any point inside hollow sphere, and is equal to its value on the surface, Okay, here these are the different cases. Now how we can draw the graph, how gravitational potential varies with the distance, how we can draw the graph. Here note point for note 1 for hollow sphere. Note 1 for hollow sphere. Okay. You see, exactly center of the hollow sphere lies at the center. Okay. Gravitational potential is taken along y-axis and distance along x-axis. At the center of the hollow sphere, what is the value of gravitational potential? That is same as on the surface, no? That is same as on the surface, but negative value. But it is negative value. That's why you take negative. So, in case of hollow sphere, if you draw the gravitational potential graph between gravitational potential and the distance of the body, distance of the point from the center of the sphere. So, if you draw the graph, you will get constant value. Here from this point up to surface, small r is equal to capital R, no? From this point up to surface, gravitational potential is negative but constant up to surface. Okay, that's why from the center up to the surface of the hollow sphere, the gravitational potential is negative value. This negative value is equal to minus Gm by capital R. That is constant up to surface. But outside the surface, the gravitational potential varies with the distance according to the equation. What is the formula? At any point outside, V is equal to minus Gm by R, no? That's why you'll get the graph like this. Because at any point outside, V is equal to minus Gm by small r. Minus Gm by small r. R is equal to infinity means V is equal to 0. That's why this point cuts the distance axis only at infinity. That's why almost all parallel to x-axis, you draw the graph like this. This graph represents how gravitational potential varies with the distance. Okay. For solid sphere, I forgot to draw the diagram. For solid sphere, how we can draw? Second one. For solid sphere, how we can draw the same diagram? Gravitational potential is taken along y-axis and distance along x-axis. Center of the solid sphere lies at the center. Okay, it is the negative y-axis. Exactly at the center. At the center, gravitational potential V0 is equal to minus, we got 3 by 2 something, no? Minus 3 by 2 Gm by R. Minus 3 by 2 Gm by R at the center of the solid sphere. That is equal to minus 1.2 Gm by R. You will get 1.5 Gm by R, no? You will get 1.5 Gm by R. So here, when you move from the center, when you move in this direction, at any point inside, gravitational potential is equal to, what is the formula? Minus 3 Gm by 2R square, 2R cube, sorry, minus Gm by 2R cube into capital R square minus small r square only, no? minus gm by 2r cube into capital R square minus small r square. That is the formula for gravitational potential at any point inside. At any point inside. You see from this, when you draw the graph between V and R, at center small r is equal to 0. That's why we got this value. So at the center, that means small r is equal to 0. Then we got V naught is equal to this one. That point lies here, somewhere here. Okay, that is V naught. V naught means minus 3 by 2 gm by r. When you move away from the center, then gravitational potential varies with the distance r according to this graph. That's why you will get a parabolic fashion like this. Parabolic fashion like this. And when you move outside the up to radius r, you see, whenever small r is equal to capital R, whenever small r is equal to capital R, that means it is 3, no? Sorry, it is 3. Whenever small r is equal to capital R, then you will get minus gm by r square, no? Minus gm by r square means that point lies here. It is the case whenever small r is equal to capital R. So outside means inversely proportional to smaller. That's why you'll get graph like this. So in case of solid sphere, you will get the gravitational potential versus distance graph from the center according to the graph like this, and it is almost all parallel to distance axis, because at infinity this becomes 0. Since at any point outside the sphere, the gravitational potential is inversely proportional to r only. Here up to this region, gravitational potential varies with distance according to the graph like this, according to the relation like this one. Small r greater than capital R means that relation is V is inversely proportional to R. The gravitational potential varies with the distance according to this graph like this. Okay, this graph is also very, very important. They will ask the graph also as one problem. Yeah, 3r square inside. Yes, 3r square. Okay. It is correct only, no? Sriram, it is correct only, no? Okay. This is the gravitational potential due to hollow sphere. Of course, graphs. Next, gravitational potential due to arc. Gravitational potential due to arc. Gravitational potential due to arc. Uniform arc. Gravitational potential due to uniform arc. Uniform means linear mass density remains same. Suppose this is the arc. It is the center of the arc. It is x-axis. The mass of the arc is m. Radius of this arc is capital R. Angle subtended by the arc at the center is say theta. Due to this arc at this center, what is the gravitational potential? V naught is equal to, that means at the center gravitational potential V naught is equal to. Suppose if you take the small element at this point, due to small element of mass dm, what is the gravitational potential? Means minus z into mass of that element dm by distance of the element from the center, because this can be treated as a point mass. Due to point mass at a distance capital R, because this distance is capital R only, no? At this point, what is the gravitational potential? Means minus z into mass of the element by r. Therefore, total gravitational potential at this point due to entire arc is equal to integral this one. This is equal to, so minus g into, here what is the mass of the element considered here? Mass of the element considered here means, suppose linear mass density is say lambda. Linear mass density lambda. Then this length is equal to say dl. Then integral z by capital R is constant, you write outside. Integral dm means lambda into dl. So this is equal to minus z lambda by capital R into integral dl. Integral dl means length of the element is dl. Integral dl means total length of the arc. Total length of the arc we have to write. Total length of the arc means we can write, you see, length of the arc is say L. This is equal to minus z lambda by capital R into total length of the arc L. total length of the arc L. Okay, therefore V naught is equal to minus lambda into L. Integral dl means L only. Lambda into L means lambda is the mass per unit length. L is the length of the arc. So what is the total mass of the arc means lambda into L only, no? That's why this can be written as capital M. So minus Z capital M by capital R. This is the formula for gravitational potential due to arc at the center. As it is a scalar quantity, simply each and every part of this arc is at the same distance from the center. That's why this entire mass can be treated as a point mass anywhere on this arc. And due to that, at this point, you find the gravitational potential. That is the answer. Okay. Next, due to ring, gravitational potential due to uniform ring on its axis. Gravitational potential at any point on its axis due to uniform ring. Suppose this is the uniform ring. Axis of the ring is this one. At any point on its axis, what is the gravitational potential? Suppose the radius of the ring is capital R, mass capital M. Distance of this point from the center is say x. It is origin. It is y-axis, of course. Now you consider the small element here of mass dm. Due to this mass at this point, what is the gravitational potential? That is say dv. dv is equal to gravitational potential at this point due to element, which is equal to minus z into mass of the element dm by distance of this point from this element. If it is x and it is r, then this is equal to say b, then b, we have to write. Okay, therefore dv is equal to minus z into dm. dm means mass of this entire mass per unit, lambda, linear mass density is equal to mass by length of the circular ring, which is equal to circumference 2 pi r. It is the mass per unit length. Then what is the mass of this element of length dl? Element of length dl. So mass of the element is equal to lambda into dl, we can write now by b. Here, in order to find the gravitational potential at this point, this distance does not change, radius does not change. That's why b is constant only, no? For any element you considered here, this distance of the element from this point where gravitational potential to be determined remains constant. That's why net gravitational potential at this point v is equal to integral dv, that is equal to integral minus g lambda into dl by b. B means square root of r square plus x square. No, x is constant here, x is not variable, because at this point we had to find the gravitational potential. Even elements changes here, the distance of the element from this point does not change, no? That's why x does not change. So this is constant only. You write outside minus g lambda by square root of r square plus x square into integral dl. Limits. This type of elements can be imagined from one point on the ring to along the circumference. That means 0 to 2 pi r we have to integrate. Therefore, minus z by square root of r square plus x square into lambda means mass by unit length means 2 pi r into dl means integral dl means L. When you substitute the limits 0 to 2 pi r, then this term can be cancelled. Therefore, v is equal to minus g capital M by r square plus x square under root. R square plus x square under root. So that is the formula for gravitational potential at any distance x from the center of the ring on its axis. Suppose if at the center of the ring, at the center, it is also important point. It is the formula for gravitational potential at any point on the axis of the ring, uniform ring. At center, x is equal to 0. Center దగ్గర gravitational potential find out చేయాలంటే అప్పుడు x 0 నే కదా, x 0 సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు v is equal to minus gm by r ఏగా, minus gm by root r square means r only. That means at the center, if you want to find the gravitational potential, each and every element on the ring is equidistant from the center. That's why the total mass of the ring can be imagined at a point, and due to that at this point what is the potential means minus gm by r only. This is the gravitational potential at the center. At the center, when you keep a particle of mass m naught, what is the gravitational potential energy stored? At the center, when you keep a particle of mass small m naught, what is the gravitational potential energy stored in m naught? Tell me. At the center, when a particle of mass m naught is kept, what is the gravitational potential energy stored in the particle? Very good. Minus gmm by r. R at this point gravitational potential into mass of the particle. Okay, in that way we have to do. Okay, so these are the some concepts here, so next class I will continue. Okay.